All right, let's take a drive, guys. Chris Pesek, broker associate at Pesek Properties here in Austin, Texas. And one of the things I love to do is show you, if you're thinking about moving to Austin, what does your commute look like? What does it look like to drive around this town? And I got my camera a little bit low here. Today, we are going to take a drive from Circle C, which is one of my favorite suburbs in Southwest Austin, up to downtown. I'm going to show you what this commute looks like. Let's get this turned around. Take a drive here, guys. All right, so I am just rolling through Circle C on La Crosse right here, next to Kiker Elementary. This is an elementary school right here on the right. It is, what time is it? 10:30 on a Wednesday morning before Christmas. We got, usually I like to show you a nice bluebird day, but I'm taking a drive today, going to look at a couple of properties, and so I'm just taking advantage of being out. Circle C, guys, is a huge master plan community, and it's one of the kind of the originals down here in Southwest Austin in terms of master plan. And what I denote between a master plan suburb or subdivision and just a regular subdivision is, we've got every kind of shopping that you need here in Circle C, grocery stores, restaurants, bars, movie theater, really everything in Circle C. And it is huge, probably 3,500 houses or so, and almost completely built out at this point, but there is still a little bit of construction going on. Construction here started back in the late 80s and just really wrapped up here over the last couple of years. Now we are crossing over South Mopac here. This is an extension here at La Crosse that didn't exist probably 7 or 8 years ago, but they extended Mopac and all of this stuff exists now. But this has been widened recently. All of these little sound barriers are up now, making the houses that back up to Mopac or South Loop 1, it has the same name, but makes these houses a lot quieter with the extension. And this road is going to get a lot busier over time here, just because it extends to 45, which is a loop that's going to go all the way around the south side of Austin. Right now it goes from Mopac to Buda, 1626 in Buda, but that loop 45 is going to continue all the way to I-35 on the south side, and then it's going to connect to 45 toll on the other side and go up around the airport, connect to toll 130. So that road is going to take kind of a lot of the pressure off of the city streets. Slaughter that we just passed is one of the main city streets that has east-west traffic from 35 over to this part. And living in South Austin for the last 21 years, Slaughter was our main thoroughfare going back and forth east to west. So just cruising along at 65 miles an hour right now. You can tell mid-morning there is not a lot of traffic here, even on a rainy mid-morning. Crossing over Davis here. The subdivisions on the right, Sendera is one of them. That's really the only one that has a real name that anybody knows. I used to live about 100 yards from where I am right now. It was called Twin Creeks. Really small subdivision, great location. Right here, this overpass, it's not an overpass, it looks like a bridge that we're going over. The Violet Crown Trail is on our right. I've talked about the Violet Crown Trail. It's going to go all the way from downtown Austin to Buda eventually. But this bridge has a path that goes underneath, and Dick Nichols Park is on the left side of us, on the west side of 290. So there's a lot of hike and bike trails, outdoor area, Dick Nichols Park. Again, Austin's a great place to get outside for people. And here on the south side of town, the Violet Crown Trail and Dick Nichols is really a good spot to be outside. Crossing over a road called Brush Country here, and then Latta. They changed names right here under this bridge that we're going over. On the left side, we have a shopping center that has, and now we're north of Circle C, but this is a shopping center. There's a trail around it. You've got Costco here. You've got a lot of restaurants, some mostly chain restaurants, Cheddar's, things like that. Chuy's is down in here. Chuy's is a local chain. What else is in there? Sam's Club, Torchy's Tacos, Double Dave's Pizza. Trying to think off the top of my head. Five Guys Burgers. There's also a P. Terry's over here. Wells Fargo Banks, things like that. Chick-fil-A, Whataburger. So you can tell we are in a suburban type area with these suburbs around here. The next major road that we're coming up to is going to be 71-290. It's the major bisector east-west. Goes, I'm trying to think, 71 goes all the way to Houston. 290 goes all the way to, actually 71 goes to Columbus technically. 290 goes all the way to Houston, but it cuts north on the north side of Austin on I-35. And to our left, to the west, 290 goes out to Dripping Springs, Fredericksburg, Johnson City, that area. 71 cuts north and goes out to Marble Falls. If you've heard me talk about some of those areas, that's this major road that we're about to cross right now. And again, tons of shopping here. Walmart, Target, Academy, liquor stores, more restaurants, Best Buy, all of that stuff is right here. You know, I've been driving 6 minutes from when we started in Circle C, so obviously all of this is in easy reach of Circle C. Now, the next little road we're crossing over, you're not going to see mention, but it is called Southwest Parkway, guys. That is the Southwest Tech Corridor. That's where AMD is, and there's several other tech companies down there now. I don't know all of them because I'm not on Southwest Parkway all that often. But Southwest Parkway is growing pretty quickly, and it's going to connect back to 71 up by Bee Cave. And that 71, I mentioned it goes out to Marble Falls, but it also goes Bee Cave, Lakeway, Spicewood. Those are the main roads going out that way. So you can start seeing maybe a little bit of the Austin skyline. And again, it is a rainy morning, so you may not be able to see it well, but the Austin skyline is definitely in view. What we're crossing over right here is Barton Creek. This runs into Town Lake, which is known as Lady Bird Lake now. Barton Creek runs into that area right there at Barton Springs, so that kind of gives you an idea of where we are. And then the next major road here is Loop 360. Loop 360 is going to go around the west side of Austin all the way up to the Arboretum and then connect back to Mopac on the north side up close to Breaker Lane. 360 runs through Westlake Hills, and then up kind of Jester Estates, Northwest Hills, the Arboretum, and Great Hills. So those are the main areas, of housing on that west side that that 360 will take you to. Now, most towns, when they have a loop like 360, they're going to tell you that, or it's going to go around town and it's not really going to stop. But City of Austin, in its infinite wisdom, there are stoplights all through 360, so it's not really a shortcut. The shortest path to get to the north side of Austin with 360 is still on Mopac, even though you can tell we've got some traffic right now and we're slowing down. So anyway, Loop 360 makes it convenient to get out to some other areas on the west side of town, but it's not really a shortcut to the north side of town like a normal loop would be. Here on the left, we also have Barton Creek Mall, if you need a mall for anything that is down here on the southwest side. The only other mall that I know of in Austin at this point is Lakeline Mall, which is way up in Cedar Park. But really, nobody ever goes to malls anymore, I don't think. So you do have the Bee Cave Galleria, which is kind of an outdoor or open air mall. There is clothing stores and stuff like that around over there. So those are kind of your three major clothes shopping areas. Aside from downtown, you obviously have all the major shopping and major clothes that are downtown. That's going to be most of your higher end stuff there. Really interesting that we're seeing this much traffic. It typically backs up a little bit here and then it's going to open up, but it's kind of weird, honestly, on a Wednesday. Now, we are about 2 weeks out from Christmas. Kids should still be in school, but we're probably seeing a little bit of holiday traffic picking up at this point. And I'm going to show y'all a secret little bypass. If you are going north on Mopac, y'all need to watch this. So this looks like an exit lane. And this would be for... can't remember the name of the road off the top of my head right now. But anyway, Looks like an exit lane. Everybody in the other 3 lanes going north is kind of backed up. Don't share this secret too much because then everybody's going to take it. Barton Skyline, thank you, couldn't remember. And also here on the left is Intel, another major part of that tech corridor down here. Okay, so you got Barton Skyway, but it is not an exit only, so you can scoot past people. Whoop, whoop. What's up? Now you're getting that local Austin person telling you how to drive around here. And then you come to Rollingwood, Westlake Hills. This is 2244. This also goes out to Bee Cave, and you see Bee Cave Road. But if you still have traffic on Mopac here, watch this. Go ahead and exit Westlake at Bee Cave Road. By the way, Bee Cave Road is 2244. It goes out to Bee Cave. And Bee Cave is singular. It is not Bee Caves, no matter what people say. But you exit, and then you can pop right back on, and you now bypass a little bit more of the traffic. Yes. You can thank me later, because when Mopac is a standing room only road at 8 in the morning, that will save you at least a couple of minutes. We're going over Westlake Drive now, or Bee Cave. It just dead ends here in the Mopac. Basically, the next road, the road down here to the right, you can see these cars. They're probably going to end up on Barton Springs Drive. Which cuts over to the east and will take you over to South Lamar, South Congress, those roads, South First Street. So if you need to get into downtown Austin, you can go that way. It'll also take you through Zilker Park, which is where the Zilker Christmas tree is right now, and the Zilker lights, Zilker garden lights, botanical garden is down there. Zilker lights are pretty cool. You definitely need to do it at least once. I think they go up the week after Thanksgiving, and after you do it once or twice and you see all the traffic that's involved with it normally, you're not going to want to do it again, but it's worth doing one time. That is Barton Springs Road that just went off to the right, and these folks reminded me that when that access road comes on, we can go ahead and get into this right lane. Now, this is the exit for 5th Street, Lake Austin Boulevard, Cesar Chavez. Cesar Chavez is 1st Street. It's the first street on the north of the lake. Lake Austin Boulevard goes back to the west into essentially behind Tarrytown along the lake. And then 5th Street is obviously 5th Street. The next road up is Enfield, which I believe turns into 15th Street on the north side of the Capitol complex. And so I'm going to stay on Cesar Chavez. You can see 5th Street bends off to the left here, and then you would take a right on 5th Street. But I'm just going to stay here on Cesar Chavez. Here on the right is Austin High School, not Austin ISD. It's actually Stephen F. Austin High School, right here on the banks of the river. And obviously now the downtown skyline is coming into full view. And so 1st Street will take you to every road going north-south and get you to any part of downtown Austin that you need to go to. Now, when you're driving on the roads in downtown Austin, Lamar is the first street you're going to cross, and Lamar will take you up north. And this is North Lamar. It goes all the way up to 183 on the north side of town, and then you can take South Lamar. And South Lamar, actually, I think, goes all the way to Slaughter, which we crossed a while ago. Again, one of those surface level city streets that you can take all the way through Austin if you want. But Lamar is going to be our first street. And then what you're going to notice is, if you know anything about Texas geology or geography, we start crossing rivers. So the names of the roads after Lamar are rivers, and they are the rivers in Texas. And the first one after Lamar is the most western river in Texas. And then as you go east towards I-35, it's like you're progressing through Texas, and each river you cross would be the next river that you cross. I always thought that was pretty cool. And then if you're in the airport in Austin, down in the luggage pickup area, there's a giant, on the floor, a giant terrazzo state of Texas, and it has all the rivers going across. I don't know that they're named in that little mural, but they're at least all there. So here on the right and on the left, actually, this is old City of Austin water generation plant when Town Lake was not a lake, when it was actually the Colorado River. So there was a energy generator hydroelectric plant here, and now they've turned it into the Seaholm building, which there's some restaurants and things like that in there. So pretty cool. They've taken an old building, made it new. Really cool project they did. You can see we're coming up here, Silicon Labs, City Hall. We're crossing over Shoal Creek. Digital Turbine again, yes. Austin is a very strong tech town. All right, so we are about to start hitting our rivers. Okay, there's the San Antonio River, San Antonio Street. And I'm just going to keep cruising here. So we are on First Street, Cesar Chavez, and that actually bends to the right, and then South First goes all the way down to Slaughter. But here's the river I grew up nearest to, La Vaca. And I know in Spanish it's La Vaca and it means the cow, but it's one word and it's Texas, so we pronounce it La Vaca. And now we're at the Colorado River. That's the Colorado River that runs right through here through Austin. Now, the only hiccup in that game is this road that we're coming up to now. This is Congress, and Congress is named Congress because if you take a left here and go north, it dead ends into the Capitol complex. So that's why this one is called Congress. And again, if you take a right here, South Congress, there's a lot of shopping down there. It's kind of a, I don't know, they call it the SoCo district, trying to be like New York with Soho and all, but it's a pretty cool district if you like shopping and boutiques, and they got some really great restaurants down there as well. Still cruising across Texas. This next one is the Brazos River. Brazos River runs just outside of Bryan College Station. And again, I know if we were speaking Spanish, it would be Brazos, but we're not. We're speaking Texan, so it's Brazos. And then this area down in here, man, you talk about high rises that are going up really, really quickly. This area is exploding. To the left, you've got the convention center. So if you're down in this area for a little bit of business, you may be doing some type of convention or a symposium or whatever at the convention center. Got some really great restaurants down here that I like. Gus's Fried Chicken started in Memphis. They've got a spot over here. Trying to think what else. Red Door is a really cool kind of underground wine bar just up here north of us. This is the San Jacinto River. San Jacinto River is over by Houston. Loaf and Vine is actually, it's a part of the Marriott Hotel, but that's supposed to be a really good restaurant. Haven't eaten there yet. Oh, and I forgot to tell you, my gosh, we just drove by earlier on this street on Cesar Chavez, South First. We drove by, this is the Trinity River just east of Houston, so this is Trinity. We drove by ATX Cochina, which is, I'll call it elevated Mexican food, which, okay, it's not really Mexican food or Tex-Mex, it's just elevated food, and it is freaking phenomenal. Man, oh man, it was good. I had it for the first time the other night. So ATX Cochina, if you would like a really nice dining experience downtown Austin, I highly recommend it. So that was Trinity, and we're going to be coming to the end of the rivers and the end of the east side of Texas. I don't know if you can see up, but we are coming up to I-35 here in front of us, and that's where the tour is going to end. Ironworks Barbecue is on our left. Stubbs Barbecue is up over there. And now we are at the Red River, which technically doesn't go east-west across. Well, it does go east-west. It doesn't go north-south, so you wouldn't cross it if you were driving on I-10. But that was Red River. Also, just up north of there, like I said, Stubbs Barbecue, which has great outdoor concerts. And then we are at I-35, which is technically Sabine, and it would be the Sabine River, which is kind of the end of the east side. So, guys, that is it. I am turning and cruising back south now, We're going to hit I-35 here, cross back over the river, which is the lake. If you haven't gotten that already, Colorado River does form all the lakes up here. They were formed for flood control. But as always, if you need a tour guide that knows how to take surface level streets to bypass traffic on Mopac, give me a call. I love showing people around Austin, and my whole job here is to make your move to Austin or the Austin area as smooth as possible. And I do it all the time. It's a really cool thing. I'm off again, guys. Next time.